To start adding the lights, the first thing you're going to want to do is in your project browser, go down to ceiling plans and open the ground level ceiling. You should see something that looks like this. If you haven't already added the ceiling, go ahead and choose ceiling, leave it in automatic ceiling, and go inside your house. You should see the pink line show that, and you should be able to click. If I was to click right now, it would tell me I already have one, because as most of you have seen in a previous video about outlets, I had to put a ceiling in order to have a ceiling mounted outlet in my garage for my garage door opener. So mine is already done. Also, this is the view in which you want to add your lights. So as you look at things, go ahead and go over to your systems, go to your lighting fixtures, and as you choose your lighting fixtures, you can drop it down here. Feel free to use any of the ones already loaded, or use load family, and then go to lighting, MEP, and then either one of these. Internal has a lot of the residential style lights, and you can also load any of these as well. They will all work with the way that we do things. I'm going to just go ahead and go with some of these standard 60-watt ceiling lights in a good majority of my house. Now they want to be placed on a vertical face. This means they would only go on a wall, as you can see as it hovers over. If I change this to place on face, now I can place it on wherever I need to. So I can come back over here into the bedroom area and put a light in the bedroom and a light in the closet. And I'm going to go ahead and put two down the hallway, using the marks to line them up. And I would go on throughout my house adding these lights. I'm not going to make you watch me do that the entire way. One of the things to do after you've done that is check your 3D view. If you've done what I have done and already hidden your ceiling, you may have to click the light bulb to bring it back, find an edge of the ceiling, right click, unhide in view, and category. And then I'm going to turn that back off so that I can see my ceiling. Now I have a slight issue. You'll notice all of my lights are pointing up into the attic. So these aren't going to work that well. So I'll just have to click on them individually and flip them so that they are pointed down. Which again, no big deal really. And regardless of the style of light, it's worth coming in and checking those. So I'm going to flip all those. Okay. And if I go back to my ground level ceiling plan, I can add in whatever lights I need to. Okay, I might use some of the other these linear box lights, the 2-foot by 4-foot ones that are 2-lamp ones. These are great in like utility rooms and also in places like the garage. I'm actually going to put one kind of over each car. This will do a good job of lighting the garage. Move that one so I'll be able to click that and move it back over to line up with the other one. Okay, and again, these are ones that I'd want to check in my 3D view because again, they are pointing up. So I'd want to flip those to actually have them give light into there. So I have a few places where I'd actually like to add some lights on the outside. One of the first places I'd like to do that is going to be right by the front door. I'd like to put some sconce style porch lights on here that actually mount on the roof or on the wall. It doesn't matter which view I add these in. So I can add these in the electrical plan view, which I'm going to do just to show something different. I'm going to lighting fixture, load family. I'm going to go into, and I've already shown you this before, but lighting, MEP, got to stress that. I'm going to go with internal even though I'm going to the outside, because this is where I can find some sconce style lights, which are ones that mount on the wall. I'm going to go ahead and use this uplight one and hit open and see what that looks like as I look here. I believe this is the one. Okay, this is not the one I was thinking it was. I'm going to try a different one. Sconce style light again. We'll go with a sphere. Okay, well, I guess we'll just, I'm sorry. I'm not going to redo this video, but I believe the one that I'm actually looking for is a wall lamp. Yeah, this is the one that looks a lot more like what we consider a porch light kind of a thing. So I'm going to put this on either side of my doorway. I'm also then going to click and hold Control and get both of them highlighted as I look at my 3D view. You can see right now that their elevation is set at 4 feet. I'm going to try them a little bit higher than that. I'm going to try them at 7 feet. You know what? That looks good. It kind of even is nice and even with the top there. Those would be excellent porch lights. Now, some of you, instead of mounting your wall-mounted porch lights like you would if this was just a small walk-up porch, you might want to have a covered area. So I can imagine in mine, on this back area here, having a covered deck or covered patio. So what I need to do is I'm going to start out in my ceiling plan and in architecture. And I'm going to do a ceiling. And instead of picking automatic, I'm going to pick sketch ceiling. Once I pick sketch ceiling, use the lines and or shapes to draw in the ceiling area that you need. I'm actually going to have my ceiling come off of here and line up basically with the end of the living room. So when I go to put my roof on, I'm going to have a covered porch that includes this area, which is why I'm adding the ceiling. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the same style of ceiling that I already had, and I will accept it. Just to see what it looks like in 3D view, you'll notice now there is a ceiling back there, which is fine. I could even, if I wanted to, elevate this ceiling so it's more at the top of the walls like it likely would be on the exterior. So I'm going to type that in at 10 feet and lift just that ceiling up to 10 feet, which is great. I'm going to go back to my, I can't see it on my ground level plan because it cuts off before then, so I can go ahead and put my lights in 3D view, that's fine. Systems, lighting fixtures, I'm going to go ahead and just use the regular old, since it's outside, I'm going to go ahead and use the 100-watt ceiling lights, and I'm just going to go ahead and mount 3 lights on this ceiling. And I'm going to actually make sure not only do I flip them all, but I may have to go into my electrical plan and make sure I can see them. Oh, I can see them. Good. So I'm going to actually just move this a lot and then try to move this in line. With it and try to evenly space them as well. Well, like I said, if this was my project, I'd work a lot harder at placing those lights. But those are lights that I'm going to be able to use outside. Now, just for reference, when you start doing switches, I would account for these by putting a switch likely near this back door here so that you would be able to turn those lights on as you exited out onto this back deck. Same thing with the porch lights out front here. I'm probably going to put a switch right in here, and that's the one that's going to get wired to those porch lights. Okay. This is in a spot too where I could add a ceiling if I wanted to and either leave the porch lights or add the overhead lights. It would be my choice, as it is yours, to how you continue the rest of this. We'll come back after I've finished all this and talk about switches and getting ready for circuiting.